What's up, beautiful people? Welcome or welcome back. We're doing another live stream on TikTok, but if you're watching me on YouTube, hello, YouTube family. Thank you for being here. Let's get started with a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Thank you. So I'm getting a little bit better about judging my energy. I'm getting better about gauging my energy. That's the right word. Today I feel like I'm at a 60, maybe a 65%. So I'm gonna give 60 to 65% of my energy. And we're back for the third day in a row. I'm excited. I have about an hour before my next client, so I thought I would go live with you all just to kind of keep up the theme of going live. I've been enjoying the lives we've been doing the past couple of days. I want to say thank you to all of you who have been holding space for yourself, for me, for the collective, for the community. It just feels really nice. And I was reading some comments back on a live stream that I just posted on YouTube that we did on Wednesday, and a lot of the comments were really, really positive, and there was a lot of really good feedback in those comments. And I just remember getting done reading the comments and engaging with the comments and then being like, I love you guys, deeply. I genuinely cherish and love you guys. And I feel like you guys can tell that too, which is why you feel so comfortable giving me the love that I give to you, because we see each other, because we feel each other. And that was another thing I was getting to is, while I was reading in some of those comments, some of the people who were expressing their gratitude for the work that we're doing here were basically talking about how they've never really felt seen or heard or known. But that's what we do here. It's because it takes a special kind of person to see you're special. You know what I mean? And you made it to the right place if you're here. If you found me, if you're here, you made it to the right place. There are no mistakes, no coincidences. I'm happy that you're here. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. And release. Hello, Calm Carolyn. I love your username. Hi, Kat. Hi, Diane. It's your first time seeing me. Thank you. Welcome to the family. I'm happy that you're here. Get a water, a tea, snack, whatever you need. We're going to go over some channeled messages that I got today, and then we'll probably pull cards and just hang out for about an hour, maybe less. I have a client at 3:30 my time, which is about an hour and 10 minutes from now, so we're going to use this time to hang out, to talk about the channeled messages. Hi, everyone. Hi, Leo Goddess. Thanks for coming back for another day. Okay, there's enough of you in here. The first piece of advice from me that you need to hear today, whenever you're listening to this, is write it down. Write it down. There's a lot of downloads coming in, a lot of channeled messages coming in, not just for me or other intuitives, but for you and the collective as well. Write things down, okay? So that you can come back to it later. Even if it's just jotting down that one little sentence that you remember in your brain, write it down or put it in your notes app and come back to it later. But seriously, I'm getting a lot of really good ideas coming through for you, a lot of downloads, messages from your spirit guides, from your spirit team. Things are coming in mentally. You're being guided to write it down. If you can't take the time to actually stop what you're doing and really focus on that message or this idea. For some of you, it's going to be song lyrics too, or maybe even channel messages for you to deliver to your collective. It's 222 for me, by the way. Want to point that out, 222. But write it down, okay? Write it down. Whatever ideas are coming through, thoughts are coming through, downloads, messages are coming through, write them down. That's your first piece of advice from me. And then, I don't know where I want to go. I wrote all of these things down. I listened to the advice that I was given, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. You love my YouTube videos. Thank you, Carissa. I'm happy that you're here. You were hearing this from other creators too. Yeah, Anna, it's a sign. Write it down. Okay, definitely. I feel like there's just a lot of messages, and if you don't write it down, you will forget. And then maybe later on tonight or tomorrow, you'll be like, what was that thing I was trying to remember? And it might irritate some of you, so just write it down. That way you can avoid the frustration. Okay, but I wrote a bunch of messages down here, and I don't really know where I want to start. I guess I can start where the guides want me to start, but I was trying to push it off for a little bit, but I won't. I'll just start where I'm being asked to start. And the main message I got today was that It's so easy to forget how powerful imagination, nature, and God are. And we're in a time right now of being reminded how powerful all of those things are, because our imagination is a gift and a power. And nature is incredibly powerful too. It's incredibly healing and powerful and transformational. And so is God. But I think it's very easy to get stuck in the loop of having to constantly produce and having to pay bills, and a lot of people are just kind of waking up, going about their mundane routines, coming home, finishing whatever routine they have, and then going to bed and not really thinking about anything outside of that. And so what I'm getting is that there has to be some sort of change in those routines right now collectively, and so that's what's happening naturally on like a global scale. And I think that it's trying to remind us how powerful nature is and how powerful our imagination is, and all of these things that we were kind of conditioned to resist and like step away from are actually where our power lies. Okay, so there's a lot of like spiritual awakening going on in the collective. I feel too, people are really waking up to the power of their own gifts, the power of their connection to spirit. Thank you for the gifts. Hi, Riri. There's a lot of like spiritual awakening going on in that sense, and I feel like collectively we're being reminded how much power there is in imagination. And I want to tell you a little story about that, because where I got that message from was last night I was doing like a manifestation practice, and sometimes I like to do that where I'll just like manifest, but it's usually not something that I'm actually trying to manifest. And I'll tell you what I mean. For example, yesterday I was thinking about taking a test, and so I was imagining me passing a test, and in my brain I was like, why is this the easiest test I've ever taken? This test is so easy, it's so easy. And I kept telling myself that, and then different part of the like visualization, I shifted into the space of actually taking the test. And because I had been preparing myself for this to be the easiest test ever, when I sit down to take the test, it's literally so easy. Like the answers are there for me on the page. I'm just flipping through the pages with like writing the answers down, because I'm like, wow, this is the easiest test I've ever taken. And so I'm practicing that as a manifestation technique. And then when I got done with that practicing, I stepped back, because I don't have a test to take. I mean, maybe spiritually there's like another life test coming up for me, and I'm like, it's easy, I got it, period. I pass every test I take. But it was more of like a, look how I was able to use my imagination to create a reality that doesn't exist. And so that was the power of imagination that Spirit was talking to me about. Some of you can use that technique for yourself too. Maybe you do actually have a test that you're going to have to take, and maybe you are feeling a little nervous about it. Get yourself to a place of being able to envision it being the easiest test ever, and tell yourself it's the easiest test ever. The power of your imagination is really, really strong, and our imagination is where the manifestations lie, because Spirit keeps showing me this like manifestation that's waiting for us, but Spirit's like, you have to come get it. Like, we're not going to drop this manifestation off at your door. We're not going to come hand deliver it to you. Like, you get up, leave the house, come get the gift, come get the manifestation. And that was making a lot of sense to me. And then I was like, oh, okay, so the imagination is how I bridge the 3D world, my physical world, and my current circumstances with what I'm trying to call in. So imagination is a gift, and it is a power for a lot of you. Hopefully that makes sense for some of you. I just felt like I needed to talk about that experience that I had yesterday. And then when I started channeling for this collective, before I was getting into the reading, I was hearing, yo, 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 you want some chicken to go? So some of you might be eating canes, like Raising Canes. You might be having Raising Canes today, tomorrow, or something like that. Or there's something about Raising Canes that's going to be a sign for some of you. Maybe you worked there, maybe you do work there, I don't know. But I was literally hearing, yo, 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 you want some chicken to go? That's going to be a really weird simulation breaking moment for some of you, because you're going to forget that I even brought that up. For some of you, I had this vision too, that some of you are going to forget that I even said that, and then you're going to go to like pull up to the Raising Cane's drive-thru, and they're going to say exactly that. Yo, 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 you want some chicken to go? And you're going to be like, what the fuck? How? So that was fun. But yeah, I was getting that, Raising Cane's. I also picked up on Emperor's New Groove, which I think there's a deeper message to this. But I am getting that some of you are finding your groove again. If you're hearing this message, if you're listening to me, you're starting to find your groove again, or you will shortly after this reading. You're going to be able to like settle into some sort of groove or routine. I'm literally hearing you're getting your mojo back. It feels like you're reclaiming your power. Yesterday and a couple days ago, we were talking about like this power being restored and this power changing hands. that energy is still playing out, and I feel like it will be playing out for a while. But Emperor's New Groove, you could be seeing that movie, or you could be seeing references or signs to that movie too. Maybe some of you need to go watch that movie. There could be messages in there for you, but I was getting Emperor's New Groove. And then my brain has been everywhere lately. I've been thinking about so many different things all at once lately. It's been a lot. And one of the main things I keep thinking about is like imagination, but also how a lot of us are being enlightened to the truth, and how a lot of us are waking up to the facades. And that's something that I'm getting to, is like the facade is starting to be lifted, the masks are starting to fall, the curtains are starting to open for us collectively. And then I started correlating that to this message I was getting about Hollywood. And I live in LA, and growing up I've always been really called to Los Angeles, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, the glamour that is portrayed in the media. But then when you get here, you realize that it's not as glamorous as it is portrayed to be in the media. I love LA though. Like, there's so many great parts about LA, but there's so much that is over romanticized, and there's a lot of like dreams being sold to people, right, too. Everything has its good and its bad. I try to view it as like a neutral situation, but I wrote this message down that Hollywood has always been trying to sell us a dream. They've always been trying to sell us a fabrication of imagination, because even if what they're creating is based on a true story, it is still made up. It is still fake. And we've been sold that dream for a long time. And I think it's deeper than just Hollywood. I believe that what I'm talking about is the conditioning that we've had to grow up experiencing is also what I'm talking about. So we've been sold a dream. And there's been a lot of like fabrication that a lot of us are waking up to, which is really cool to see. And I keep getting that the facade is being lifted, that the mask is being lifted. And then I wrote down, Tupac said, "Don't just bob your head to the beat, peep the game." So Tupac could be significant for some of you too. You might really like Tupac, or you might be seeing references to Tupac. But Tupac said, "Don't just bob your head to the beat, peep the game." And what that means to me is that he was telling y'all to listen to the lyrics, because these artists are telling you everything in their music. Don't just bob your head to the beat, peep the game, listen to the lyrics. And I was getting that it's because these artists, they need some form of creative expression too, and they need some form of release as well. So they end up channeling everything into their music and everything into their art, and then they're putting it out for the public to view. Some of these artists have been telling on themselves for a really long time. It's already all in the music, and it has been in the music because they're literally telling us the story. We just haven't been paying attention to it, or we haven't been listening to it. Some people have been paying attention to the beat. But I think that this is also a message of like, some of you are no longer resonating with certain music, certain content, certain people, and that's a good thing, okay? It's a sign of your ascension. It's a sign of your growth. It's a sign of your spiritual journey. Some of you are no longer consuming the same types of music or media or ideas or thoughts that you used to. And I think that that's where we're heading, in a direction of like cleansing out the negativity and cleansing out the things that don't serve us in a way. So those are all of the messages I was getting. Hopefully they resonate for some of you. It makes sense for some of you. That was the channeled messages. Thank you for saying that the makeup looks amazing. I appreciate you. I threw this together in like 5 minutes really quickly because I wanted to put some concealer on today. I didn't really want to wear makeup, but I knew I was coming on camera and I looked tired. Trust, I looked tired. Did anybody else struggle sleeping last night too? I thought I was getting back on track with my sleeping schedule until last night. Thank you for the gifts, by the way. I thought I was getting back on track with my sleep schedule until last night. And I stayed up until like 12:30 or 1 o'clock, which is unusual for me right now. And then I got up around my normal time of like 7:30, 8 a.m. and I just wanted to lay in bed. So I did until 10. You definitely struggled. You started making readings too. You sprayed magnesium on your feet. That is such a good idea, Kelly. Wow. Kelly, you're a genius. Let me write that down. Brilliant. Maybe even like a pillow spray. I'm just gonna write down magnesium spray. I like that. I like that a lot. You had difficulty sleeping last night too? Not 12:30. I went to bed at 7 a.m. by accident. LOL. You just woke up from a nap and got a download that I'm not supposed to live a normal life. Period, Elisa. I love that. Write it down. Write it down. I am not meant to live a normal life. I am meant to live an extraordinary life. Period. It'll help me. I believe you, Kelly. I really like that idea. Thank you, Murder, She Wrote. I hope you have a great weekend, too. Hi, Amy. Thank you, Calm Carolyn, for the compliment. I'm sure you all look great, too. Oh, definitely, Anita. I feel like the solar flares are putting out some crazy energy. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Like, so much energy. Happy Friday. How old am I? 28. I just turned 28 last month. The Northern Lights were amazing last night. That is so fun. I heard that they were visible now, and then Anita actually sent me a picture of her being able to see them in Colorado. So thank you all for sharing that with me. That's so fun. I'm happy that you're able to see them. You couldn't sleep on the 7th. Thank you, Lady Ash. Thank you for the pumpkin. Thank you, Kate. You got a lot of great pics. That's so fun. Thank you for saying I look younger. I appreciate you. You're in Pennsylvania. I love that. I grew up in Pennsylvania. Fun fact. On like the northern border. Okay. I feel called to pull cards now. So let's do it. Yesterday we got a little bit sidetracked and we had to cut the live early because there was too much stimulus and I was getting overstimulated. Too much stimuli. Sorry. There was too much stimuli yesterday. I was getting overstimulated, but today feels more peaceful and more calm. So I'm gonna try to kind of pick up where I left off yesterday. Beth, I love that you started by saying you're not a doctor. I'm the same way. But one spoonful of peanut butter can help you go to sleep. I like that. I'll try that out too. Good morning from Australia. Thanks for tuning in. I like the calm vibes too. And I have my tea, but we're drinking a different tea today. This one doesn't have a saying on it. This one's ashwagandha and moringa. The one yesterday was like elderberry and it had like a little saying on it. This one does not. Hi, V. Did I start the reading already? Kinda, but no, not really. I started by talking about channeled messages that I was getting and downloads that I was getting. If you didn't hear them, you might not have needed to hear them. Thank you, Shirley. I love that. Lissy. What was the song? I'm sorry, Stella, I'm not sure what song. Can you give me a little bit more of what you mean? You just did your nails, you feel great. That's so cool, I love that. Thank you, Shirley. Hi, Maria or Mariah. Rochelle, I'm not gonna do any yes or no questions right now. I might do that more at the end, but I just wanna focus on the collective reading and tapping into everyone's energy who's coming through. Oh, I quoted Tupac, that's what it was. Yes. Thank you. The quote was, don't just bob your head to the beat, peep the game. And to me, it meant listen to the lyrics of the songs. Don't just go with the beat. Just because you like the beat, listen to the lyrics of the song. Hi, Caitlin. I'm happy that you're here. How do you know who the message is for? Well, I don't always. It's just my job to deliver the message. I'm a messenger, and it's up to the people who resonate with it and to claim it as their energy. It's always up to you to use your discernment when it comes to these readings. It's just my job to deliver whatever messages I'm getting. I look at it as like I'm not your mom, I'm not your dad, I'm not your therapist. I'm just a messenger for the Most High. Right? That's the Hierophant. Okay. So Spirit wants to talk about you finding some sort of groove or finding some sort of rhythm. that's coming in for you. It feels like some of you have struggled with finding some sort of balance, rhythm, routine in your life. And I'm getting that you're creating a new one for yourself, or it would be wise to create a new one for yourself. I'm literally hearing it would behoove you to create a new routine for some of you. And I feel like that's for those of you who have been thinking about changing up something in your life when it comes to like maybe your health, your lifestyle, your everyday routine, whatever those changes are that you're trying to make. It could even be like your home environment, your home life. You could be trying to make some sort of changes there, maybe like redecorating, reorganizing as well. These changes that you're making are the right move for you. Yeah. I'm seeing the Four of Cups. Some of you were waiting for like something else to come in to shift the energy, is what it feels like. Some of you were waiting for like some sort of outside stimulus to come in to change up the energy, but I'm getting that it's you changing your own everyday habits and changing your own everyday routine that's actually going to create the shift in energy that you want. I am really getting that tolerance break is starting again too. We talked about this a couple days ago about like maybe taking a break from smoking or inhaling smoke, whether it's like nicotine, a vape, a cigarette, tobacco, weed, whatever it could be. I do feel like some of you are taking a break from that. That's part of this like new habit. You're creating like a new habit by taking a break from smoking. So I'm getting that every time that you have this desire to smoke or to like fulfill the oral fixation, you're gonna actually stop yourself and like go for a run or go for a walk or work on a song or work on some sort of art. Like, I feel like there's this new version of you that's kind of challenging yourself to stay in control of your routine and to kind of like stay motivated in this new routine that you're creating for yourself. But I am really getting that some of you are taking a break from something that you were doing constantly, and it feels like it could be smoking for some of you. And I think that that's going to be really good for you. Okay. But those of you who aren't resonating with that, I know that's not going to be for everyone. I am just seeing that you're going to get your groove back. You're going to find your groove again. That Emperor's New Groove message is coming through again. You're going to find your groove and feel like you are in control of something, or you do have some sort of like control where you felt like you didn't have control before. Yeah, the Tower is showing up in the reverse. Something that was out of your control, you've released it, you've let go of it, and you've taken accountability on what you can control. I like this version of you, whoever I'm tapping into. Part of your trouble in the past was trying to be in control. And I relate to this too. I have control freak tendencies. I do. And I feel like for some of us in the past, what was hindering us was us trying to be in control and trying to have the control and trying to like control the outcomes. But now you've learned to control what you can control, which is your reactions and how you show up and the actions that you do take, right? So now you know what you're in control of and what you can't control. And this whole energy of releasing control is actually putting you back in control, which is so funny. It's like in order to get the power and control that you wanted, you needed to release it first and then focus on what you were able to control. And once you learned that, that's when you can have the control back. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm also getting this message that there's an opportunity that you thought that you missed out on, or you thought that it was never going to happen for you, that's coming back around next week or in the next 2 weeks with the Two of Swords. And I want to get some clarity on what that's about, the Knight of Wands. It feels like there's something here that you were really excited about, but it just didn't get off the ground, or maybe you didn't feel you were ready for it or worthy of it. This could be about a relationship, because I'm seeing the Knight of Wands and I'm seeing the Four of Wands. So some of you, there could be like an opportunity for a relationship coming back around. It doesn't feel like it's the same person. That's so interesting. I feel like some of you don't want anybody back from the past. Cool, got it. We don't have to worry about that. It feels like it is like a newer energy, but what I'm getting that's coming back around is the opportunity to cultivate a relationship or to have some sort of relationship in your life. That's what feels like it's coming back around. And I say the word opportunity because you have the choice to reject it, right? You have the choice to push it away and to not care about it and to not form a relationship, right? You have free will. But I am getting something about either something from last year or something from earlier this year that didn't work out, and maybe you thought it was never going to work out, is coming back around for you. And it's going to work out this time because you're in a better space. Okay. Anything else, Spirit, that you want to say about this message? Some of you need to order new contacts, or you need to change your contacts. I am getting something about little simple like changes can help you drastically. For example, like maybe you've been wearing the same pair of contacts for too long, so you're seeing life the same way every day, but changing your contacts changes your vision, literally and spiritually. And I'm also getting something about like flipping your mattress, changing your sheets, reorganizing like the position of the couch or like the position of the furniture in your living room. These little tiny shifts are not so tiny in the long run, but they look like small shifts. Yeah, some of you need to change your contacts though. I'm just getting something about, you could be getting headaches and it's because of your contacts or because you're not wearing your glasses, if that resonates. Any other messages that want to come through for the collective? She said, me, LOL. I love you, Empress. Washing your sheets now, period. What other messages are coming out for the collective today, Spirit? The moon. And then I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles. And the message I was getting is that what was lost will be restored. Like whatever was taken will come back multiplied. And it has something to do with this upcoming full moon. There's a full moon on the 17th. And it's telling me that whatever this energy is that I'm talking about that's coming back around, if that's for you, you will see proof of it around the 17th or around this full moon energy. Because I'm telling you there's some sort of opportunity that you rejected or you were rejected by that didn't work out, and it's just because it wasn't the right time and you weren't in the right headspace for some of you, and now it's coming back around. And I am getting that some of you might have lost money or might have had money taken from you. That's going to be coming back to you as well, multiplied. I'm also seeing that there's somebody here asking you for some sort of explanation. Could be a colleague or like a friend, a family member, I don't know. It feels like there's some sort of separation, some sort of situation where there's separation. Thank you, Spirit, for getting ahead of myself. It feels like some of you are separated from somebody or you separated yourself from somebody and this person wants an explanation. They're out here wondering like why. Yeah, the Five of Swords. Somebody wants some sort of explanation on why you guys are no longer talking, why you guys are no longer friends, why you're no longer working together, why this relationship isn't working. But the High Priestess is showing up, and I feel like you don't need to give them an explanation. Your only obligation is to yourself, to continue to keep living your life and to continue to keep cultivating the dream life that you are trying to cultivate for yourself. These people know why. The High Priestess tells me that the reason you're being asked to stay quiet and not give them an explanation is because they already had the chance. They already had access to your energy. You don't need to give them any more of your energy or your time. They already know. If they really sit with themselves and think about it, why is collective not talking to me anymore? Why is collective cutting themselves off from me? Why is collective separating themselves from me? Like if they actually think about it, they know why. Yeah, the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Because they didn't appreciate you when you were in their presence. And because they didn't respect your time, they didn't respect your heart, they didn't respect you. And people like you and I can only take disrespect for so long. And maybe they weren't intentionally trying to disrespect us. For some people, it feels like they weren't intentionally trying to be disrespectful, but this message came up yesterday, and it feels like some of you gave these people more than one chance because you're a good person and you understand that like sometimes we have to make exceptions and sometimes we have to give people more than one chance. So you did that, and they kept doing the same shit. So what do they want explanation for? Like, what is this explanation going to help them with? It's not. The explanation, oh, the reason they're asking for an explanation is so that they have a tie to you, so they have a way back into your life, so they have a way to open up the lines of communication. That's why they want the explanation. That makes sense to me. 5 of Cups. Yeah, that's how someone is feeling when they think about the separation from you, or they think about this disconnection, whether it was a friendship, a coworker, or a romantic thing. They're upset about it, but it is what it is. I just think it's so strange that they want some sort of explanation, but they already know why. If they really think about it, like if they really jog their memory and think about this situation and think about the experiences, they would see why. They would know why. They don't need your explanation. Not random. I don't use tretinoin though. They know for sure. Let's see what else is going on for you. I'm seeing the King and Queen of Pentacles. That's good to see. Some of you are balancing your masculine and feminine energy when it comes to your work and your finances, which is really cool to see. Some of you might own your own business, or you're going to be stepping into some sort of entrepreneurship in the near future. I see some of you like running your own business, running your own organizations, being very successful, working for yourself, or being your own boss. I know it's not going to resonate for all of you. Spirit, can you give me more clarity on what I mean by this balance of masculine and feminine energy at work for the collective? What I'm getting here, is that you're actually bringing more of your feminine energy to work, which is so good. And I'm saying that as in like you can resonate with this however, because we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. What I mean is that the masculine part of you wants to like produce and be active and be go, and like bring things from your mind into fruition through action. That's the masculine energy. The masculine energy likes that control too. You're still keeping parts of that when it comes to work, but I feel that you're also being a little bit softer, or that's the advice, is for you to be a little bit softer and a little bit more receptive to help, because that's what's happening. There is some sort of like support coming in for you, or aid coming in for you, some sort of help that I keep picking up on. And so this feminine approach that you're bringing to work is now more an energy of like delegating tasks and kind of lightening your load and not taking on so much of the stress and the responsibility, because yes, you are capable of doing it on your own, but you don't have to, not anymore, or not in the near future. So I feel like you're bringing more of like a softer, feminine, receptive to help and support kind of energy into your work, which I think is going to actually help you make more money, and it's going to help the people around you make more money too. I'm getting that some of you were stifling other people's talents and skills without even meaning to. It feels like some of you might have been putting out other people's flames without meaning to, and it was just coming from this energy of independence. You're like, no, I can do it on my own. No, I got it. And if you're anything like me, there's that thought of like, if you want it done right, do it yourself. So we were rejecting any help before. But now, you're not, which is allowing other people to shine brightly, and it's allowing everybody to kind of like come together and work together and feed off of each other's flames instead of trying to like stifle other people's flames. And again, some of you did not do it on purpose. I'm not saying that you tried to stifle people's flames or tried to dim other people's light. It's just that some of you are so independent and so capable of doing things on your own that it's intimidating, which isn't your fault at the end of the day. That's not a you thing. That's a them thing. But now I just see you approaching work, collaborations, career with a more softer, receptive approach, and it's paying off for everybody involved, which is really cool to see. And some of you, I am getting that there's going to be a career change for you. You're already in the process of shifting into a new career, but I see like next year you'll actually be in that career field, doing that career. Like it'll be your full-time gig next year, however that resonates for some of you. but I am seeing some of you going through some sort of like career transition with the death card. This talks about transformation, major life change. So it's kind of like the death of one career or the death of an old job or an old way of making money so that you can tap into this new one. Hopefully that makes sense.